Hey, YouTube, RicoKnows here. Going to talk to you guys about Coach Prime in Colorado. If you didn't hear, Coach Prime went to a press conference and refused to talk to members of the media. He said, I don't have issues with you. I have issues with corporate. And I can see a bunch of people on Twitter saying, yeah, he set the tone. Coach Prime putting them on blast, and he's letting them know you can't come through the door talking like this. All that crap doesn't impress me. I want to tell you that Coach Prime just needs to understand what the requirements of the job are. If you're the coach and you're the face of the organization, the program, it is your job to interact with members of the media and to not be hostile, to not get aggressive or dismissive or any of those things. There's just no place for it, right? Professionalism is important, and every single one of these head coaches knows what that entails, with the exception of Coach Prime, apparently. But let me explain something to you guys. Every single season, there are rankings like this before the season. Before the season, here's one right here. CBS 2024 hot seat rankings. And they list all these coaches on the hot seat. Will they be fired? Are they going to be fired? And some of these guys are in the Big 12. Dave Aranda's right there. Kalani's right here. Like, we got people that are on the hot seat. This is every year. Should these coaches that are on the hot seat, that everybody deems on the hot seat, should they throw fits in their press conferences and refuse to talk to the media? Should they attack the writers who write these columns and these rankings? Somebody's got to be at the bottom of these rankings. It's the Big 12 coach rankings by CBS. There are 16 coaches in the Big 12. They ranked all the coaches, and they put Colorado 15th. They put Coach Prime 15th. Where the hell else does he think he's supposed to be ranked? He doesn't want to talk to CBS now because he's ranked 15th? Are you shitting me? That's why you don't want to talk to CBS? That is childish, man. And I don't really get down with David Cobb. I've read a number of things by David Cobb. Over the last 48 hours, I have decided to deep dive David Cobb. He went to Tennessee journalism school. Cool. Works in the Memphis, Tennessee area for the majority of his takes. Got it. But I read everything. Just want to make sure I know what I'm dealing with. I don't think he knows football that well, but he's entitled to his opinion. At no point do I think these head coaches should come to press conferences and then try to ostracize and give everybody else the cold shoulder. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely dumb. That's literally unprofessional. Literally. Do you guys remember Mike Gundy down here? Do you guys remember Mike Gundy? He's infamous for a press conference where he's talking to members of the media. And Mike Gundy very clearly says, talk about me. I'm a man. I'm 40. Don't talk about my players because they don't play bad. Don't write about them when they do everything right and they're just not very good at football. That's what he said. Now, this was in the earlier 2000s. But the premise is still the same. You're the face of the franchise. You take the brunt of the blow. And it is what it is. That's what head coaches get paid for. You get paid those millions of dollars to be held accountable. You're going to be compared to your peers. And guess what, Coach Prime? You don't compare to these peers. It's the Big 12. There's really good coaches. Now, when you look at these rankings, we'll start at the top. I just want to ask Coach Prime where the hell he thinks he ranks. Who does he think he's better than? Do we need to be Neely or some of these 24/7 dudes who hang out in your office and want to take pictures with you afterwards? I've told you guys a number of times, right? My very first rule as a journalist, and I was a journalist before the year 2003. I was a sports writer for a newspaper. And when I got sat down by my sports editor, the first thing he ever told me was, don't be friends with your subjects. Don't be friends with whoever you're covering, because then you can't tell the truth about them. So every time I see Carl Reed posing with Coach Prime, dapping it up in his office and then giving us the truth about him, bro, you're not. You need to have skepticism. Like, you need to say to yourself, when are we going to get the truth? Because these dudes won't tell the truth. They want to be invited into that office. They want to be able to sit on that couch and chop it up with a coach. Anytime these journalists can't tell the truth, you need to stop believing whatever they're saying. So Coach Prime only wants to surround himself with journalists who praise him. Because here's a man who's ranking coaches. And I got news for you. He ranked the coaches, and he ranked Deion Sanders 61st overall among 68, the Power 4 coaches. 61 out of 68. Pretty good to me. You got one conference win. Sounds about right. 61 out of 68, 15th out of 16. Sounds about right. Let's see who's number one. In the Big 12, he put Kyle Whittingham, brand new to the conference. Last year, he was 6th. Apparently, this man thinks very highly of Kyle Whittingham. Why? He develops players. He's pretty good. Would he be number one in the Big 12? Not for me. Is he 6th overall? Not for me. But he's a very good coach. Coach Prime, you're not on this level. You don't even compare. This is a coach for the last 20 years. The track record speaks for itself. Won the Pac-12 in back-to-back seasons while beating Heisman Trophy winners. It is not even a discussion. Kyle Whittingham is 100 infinitely times better than Coach Prime. Lance Leopold. Are you shitting me? Lance Leopold takes jobs nobody wants and makes them amazing. They had him last year 4th in the Big 12. I don't agree. I think Lance Leopold's number 2 in the Big 12. And number 3 at worst. Number 2, number 3. I don't know about 12th overall, but he's definitely top 20. He's definitely amazing. Please go study Lance Leopold. Chris Kleiman, the best coach in the Big 12 for me. Chris Kleiman, winning multiple national championships at the FCS level. Winning the Big 12 with 3- and 4-star players at best. This is an amazing coach, develops talent. There is no denying Chris Kleiman is great. And here's the thing. We're not talking about how good your team is. We're not talking about how much talent you have on the team. We're talking about coaching pedigree. Who have you developed? Who have you made better? I need a name. Travis Hunter would have been great no matter where he went. Some could argue Shedeur Sanders would be better in other programs under different offensive coordinators. You want to know successful programs? You guys want to know? You got to bring back 3 of the 4. Head coach, offense and defensive coordinator, starting quarterback. It's called a success ratio, continuity ratio. Bring back a head coach, starting quarterback, offense and defensive coordinator. You need 3 out of the 4. That's how you win a national title. Go look it up. Go look it up. You know why Georgia didn't win the national title last year? They only brought back 2 out of the 4. You got to pay attention to continuity. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that you should be ranked ahead of these guys. Which one, bro? Mike Gundy? Are you shitting me? He's been an amazing head coach. Sonny Dykes. Now, this man overvalues Sonny Dykes. Personally, I don't think that highly of Sonny Dykes. That's just me. That's just me. It's subjective. But Sonny Dykes, he had him number 1 in the Big 12 last year. Once again, these guys who write for these companies have no earthly idea what they're talking about. How could Sonny Dykes be number 1? It was his first year at TCU. He inherited a great team that he didn't build. Shout out to Gary Patterson. And then he got to the national championship game, and I told you they would not be any good last year. I had them losing to Colorado. It was about a talent deficiency. It was about a talent deficit or departure. You lose 8 NFL draft picks, you're not going to be the same team. I said TCU will have a losing season. They won't even be ranked at the end of the season. You can find these videos on TikTok. They exist. But Sonny Dykes, is he a good coach? Sure. Sure. Is he better than Coach Prime? Yes. Is he number one in the Big 12? No. Is he top 5? Not for me. I don't think he's better than Willie Fritz. And yes, Houston will be terrible this year. But Willie Fritz is an amazing coach. You guys got to understand, like, when we're comparing head coaches, these are real people, bro. Like, Willie Fritz really did dominate at every echelon, at every level. Let me know when you... It's not comparable, man. How long has Gus Malzahn been coaching? How great is he? Gus Malzahn knows what he's doing. Neil Brown, somebody who everybody thought should be fired last year, came out and did an amazing job. At West Virginia. Like, these guys, these are the who's who of coaches. Matt Campbell, I almost skipped over Matt Campbell. Bro, they won one conference game in 2022. One. And he turned around and they went 6-3 in the Big 12. And he lost his quarterback right before the season started due to gambling. And he still figured it out. It's an amazing team. It's great coaching, development. The continuity's there. There's Texas Tech. Joe McGuire didn't get it done last year. I wasn't impressed with it. He's still a good coach. He better figure it out. He's still a good coach. These are way more successful coaches than anything Coach Prime could possibly dream of. What you're looking at Coach Prime, and I mean it, man, is a guy who went to Colorado, a predominantly terrible program for about the last decade, and you're doing all the right things as far as, like, building up excitement and people wanting to go to the program and talk about the program and clicks and whatever. But you're not better than your peers who beat you every Saturday. It's not a real thing. Stop that shit. And then you go to a press conference and you get upset. Dave Aranda's the worst coach in the Big 12 for me. But he's still more accomplished. He's still done more. Are you kidding me? That dude went 12-2 in a season, went to the Sugar Bowl. Like, when are you doing that? We're not even having this conversation, bro. Scott Satterfield was the ACC Coach of the Year at one point. He sucks. Nobody likes him. But he was the ACC Coach of the Year at one point. Brett Brennan's dominated at San Jose State. And then we have Kenny Dillingham. Is Kenny Dillingham better than Coach Prime? I think so. Kenny Dillingham has gone the coordinator route, becoming a head coach. You're at Arizona State. You don't have a good quarterback. You're starting a freshman. He doesn't have Shedeur Sanders starting. He doesn't have Travis Hunter. He's starting a freshman. He's got to figure it out. That's subjective. But what we're doing here is we're talking about these bottom spots. As far as head coaching ability, this is a man who's never been a coordinator. Not a positions coach, not a coordinator, nothing. Just got the head coaching job. Hey, man, give him the job. Give him the job. Give him the job. Everywhere he goes. Hey, we bringing his kids with him? Give him the job. He's a Hall of Fame player, Rico. Yeah, there's about 500 Hall of Fame players that aren't cut out for coaching. The worst part, the part that makes you not cut out for coaching, is you go to a press conference and flex on the nerds, the journalists. Them dudes ain't shit. They're not popping off on you. You're trying to flex on who? The guys who hold you accountable, the guys who rank the... Come on, man. What is Kenny Dillingham supposed to do? He got ranked below you. Is he supposed to go to press conference and be, I ain't talking to CBS. I ain't talking to CBS. They said I'm drinking through a fire hose. The dumbest shit I ever seen, bruh. Absolutely ridiculous. Coach your team, go to the press conference, and stop trying to flex on people. We don't give a shit how much money you make. You're still not good. I don't care what you did as a player. You're still not good. You're not. Hiring a bunch of friends ain't helping, bro. Hiring a bunch of dudes. Oh, that's my boy. That's my boy. We're going to do this. Hey, you're not helping. Continuity helps. Keep your offense and defensive coordinator for multiple seasons. Return a starting quarterback. You got 2 out of 4. That's not good enough to be good. I promise. It's a real ratio. Not good enough. I think Colorado will win 5 to 6 games this year. Congratulations. But if I had to rank coaches, Coach Prime would be in the bottom 3 of the Big 12. It's not a game. And for him to be upset about that because some nerd named David Cobb wrote about it is absurd. It's absurd, bro. We're going to rank people. People are going to get ranked. And you're not going to be ranked very high. Because people want to be right. You want to be accurate. You're not just going to rank a dude high because you got to see him in a press conference tomorrow. That's some Carl Reed shit. We ain't doing that. Tell the truth. Be accurate. Rico, you just hate Colorado. No. I told you last year Colorado was winning 4 games. Where was all the hate then? It was an improvement. All the praise. Rico knows. Rico got it right. Rico got it. This offseason, I'm saying Colorado's winning 6 games. It's an improvement. Oh, this hate. We got an offensive line. We winning 9 games. We going here. Shut the up. None of you are right. I am. November, not a single win will occur for Colorado. They're not winning a game in November. And all of you are going to get upset and point out some reasons why and talk about injuries and talk about this. Bro, they'll fire the offensive coordinator before the end of the season like they did last year. Dude will just be sitting there with his bottom lip out and his headset on. Right here. I'll put out my rankings. And stop telling me Coach Prime and here's they don't know who you are. Bruh, they've said my name at least half a dozen times in their videos. Literally. They reference my post at least half a dozen times. I get tagged every single time it happens. People write me. I don't give a shit anymore. These people are irrelevant. Like, this is what you got to understand. I cover college football. These dudes won't be employed in about 3 years. They won't be coaches anymore. And y'all be talking about some people that just don't matter anymore. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows.